Hello and welcome to Forbidden Pass. Should be a very good game here. I'm actually going to play it at a higher speed, just in interest of time. I think we'll see most of what happens. So +3 is really, you don't want to play games much faster than that. You start missing things. I'll talk quickly. So we got Gronker with Cybran going first land, and Honoghr will go in UEF. Remember, Honoghr had an excellent game here against Ganelon where he was Cybran against UEF. But this time Honoghr going UEF, perhaps switching it up a little bit. Going second air. And Gronker, I'm not sure exactly who it is, but very good player. Had the pleasure of getting my ass kicked by him recently. And I can say that he is very good. Let's see. He's doing some tricky things here. Looks like second air as well. So this map, if you don't go second air, it's very strange. First air is a little too crazy, maybe with Seraphim, but if you don't get air very quickly, you're gonna get bombed very large in terms of expansion. So your expanding engineers early on are very critical. So a raiding becomes very. If you don't raid and you just hold on to your part of the map, the other player get a huge advantage because you're really starting with 4 mass extractors. As you can see, the other 4 are already about a quarter of the way through the map. Then there's another 4 here. So this right here is only a third of your corner of the map. So it's very spread out. So we'll see what happens. Looks like interceptors from Honoghr. Not bombers, but a bomber from Gronker. Gronker, the aggressive player. See if that makes a difference. Interceptor going directly at Honoghr, or actually at Gronker. We see a scout going ahead of the bomber. It's going to get some targets. But really, any kind of expanding engineers victory. It's a huge victory for the bomber. Bit of an interceptor fight. And here it's all about who gets the first shot. Then it's about the turns. Looks like it's going to have a second. Oh yeah, that was a draw. A bomber coming in from Honoghr as well. And here comes the bomber from. That was a beautiful bomb, scout, and engineer. So an expansion to the bottom has been stunted a little bit. Looks like this bomber might not get any more shots. But here's the bomber. This bomber also gets kills. So both players get a kill with their bomber. Not really sure if an engineer was taken out by Honoghr. One thing that's very important, a point defense has been established here. So these 4 mass extractors are very critical because usually raids come down through that direction. See, it's a factory for Gronker. He did scout this area, so he knew nothing's coming here. So he went with the factory first. More interceptors, a bit lost there for Honoghr. The ACU for Honoghr much more aggressive. He's already captured 4 mass extractors, and he's going to get a whole bunch of factories on the other side of the Z River. Gronker just making his way across, but looks like just a tank, a couple engineers moving that direction. So pretty standard from both players. A massive force going through the bottom for Gronker. And on the top, Honoghr, just a point defense here. And in terms of land, it looks like a big advantage for Gronker so far. There are some tanks here for Honoghr, and looks like he's going to move them out. He's going to defend some of these mass extractors. Very strange this engineer doesn't get a factory going. And on the bottom, gotta say, besides the ACU, Honoghr much slower in terms of expansion. Because you can see a big land span, more air factories coming up as well for Gronker. On this map, it's always an issue where you decide to put your factories. If you put your factories here right in the middle, you can cover both of these corners pretty quickly with this production, but you can't make it across. So we can see here a lot of build capacity for Honoghr actually across the river, but it's really 2 versus we see 5 factories here. But numbers for Gronker in multiple parts of the map, and in terms of map control, definitely advantage now for Gronker. He's got this ACU across, but this raid could even it up. But here on the bottom you see a big advantage for Gronker. He might start a base here with his ACU and already has this part, so that's clear pathways to Honogr's base. Honoghr, an analogous part, has to do some serious attacking with his ACU and get a force going. Because you can see Gronker also has numbers. So it looks like no teching at all. Actually no, sorry, 2 tech to mass extractors for Gronker. So it looks like that map control is turning into a pretty big economy advantage. We see tech to mass extractors for Honoghr as well. Now factory here in the corner for Gronker. And looks like the ACU for Gronker got himself a nice force. We're going to see first major battle here at Tech 1. Definitely advantage for Gronker, however, with his ACU. There's a point defense to retreat to for Honoghr. Honoghr really doesn't want to throw away his units like this. And looks like here's some engineers, some hopeful engineers for Honoghr. That's going to be ran over unless they get point defenses up quickly, and that's exactly what they're doing. A retreat from Honoghr. You got to see if Honoghr gets a force going as well. And here, this is very important, but a point defense, this is not what you want to run into. Gronker is going to lose a few units there. Gronker tank kills. Honoghr takes the high ground with the point defense and a radar. Meanwhile, Honoghr going on an attack as well. And that was a successful raid. I think the point defense got a lot of kills, but just a little too many manti and not enough tanks. But now Honoghr going on a counterattack. Gronker runs into a point defense, 14 kills, but loses quite a bit. There is one artillery here for Gronker. He needs to take out the point defense and then he can start moving up. And here, this is a mistake by Gronker. Instead of attacking this weak force, now there's a point defense, so it'll be much more difficult. And somehow Gronker runs away. This is mind baffling here. He just gave up that position. He did not realize just how good his position was, and we can see here that was really about 20-30 seconds where Gronker was in excellent position, but he just sort of gave that up instead of attacked too slow and then retreated. And yeah, this is big victory though for Gronker up on top, but we can see now map control can even out. There's definitely advantage now for Honoghr. He's got this position, and the analogous position for Gronker is taken out. Of course, this force retreated to this bottom corner, so that's the advantage that Gronker has. A force from Honoghr moving through the top. There are some point defenses here being built, and superior numbers for Gronker for sure. Honoghr meanwhile with some Tech 2. Tech 2 power, shields, Tech 2 ACU, Tech 2 point defense. And oh, this is a lot of gunships now from Gronker. Did not notice that. Another force from Honoghr. Excellent Cybran player, great use of manti. Once they get close to you, they just charge you, and then they're really high fire rate. Once you get trapped inside a massive manti, you die very quickly. And this might happen once again if Honoghr doesn't retreat. With Cybran, you do not want to do any kind of just run in as quickly as you can. And you can see so much fire rate. All those UEF units, once they get surrounded, die very quickly. The Cybran force does not take many losses. Also big air forces from both sides. But these Tech 2 gunships can turn out to be very crucial in this game. Meanwhile, Tech 2 point defenses taking out these manti for no reason. Bit of a mistake there from Gronker. Of course, he's busy just killing things with these gunships. Looks like we might see a very critical air fight. Good cover from Gronker. And this is that was a lot of anti-air turrets that were just taken out. A little too many Tech 2 gunships. More flak coming up for Honoghr. And now we got a simultaneous land attack and air attack. We can see this massive force. It doesn't look like Honoghr will be able to stop that. He does have some Tech 2 land, but these Tech 2 gunships were very nice. The air battle looks like it has shifted now in Honogr's favor. It looks like all that flag did pay off, and that's going to be bad. Now these gunships, they've already done a lot of damage. They've really opened up the door completely for this land force, and they're still killing. Yeah, you can see this is a simultaneous Tech 2 air, Tech 1 land attack, and this is a mistake from Honoghr. He should have killed those gunships already. A nice splitting of the gunships. See so many dead mass extractors, and at the same time that big push on both sides from Gronker's successful attacks. Point defense is going up for Honoghr minute 20. Excellent stuff from Gronker. I don't know who he is. I asked him if he was a Smurf, and he did not give me a good answer. But now air control is in Honogr's favor. Definitely not land control. One thing, yeah, the ACU for Gronker looks like he's going to take this bottom corner. One thing we can criticize Gronker here after the attacks, he did not follow up with engineers, because he can really secure all these different areas that he just completely decimated. But he's not doing that. Meanwhile, Honoghr is putting point defenses anywhere he is. Bit of a waste of artillery here, and with tech to ground, it'll be very dangerous for Gronker. We can see the mongoose plus shield moving out, and this force could be a bit outgunned. It will come down to micro, but if Honoghr just uses his range, these manti will be dead very quickly. Point defense still alive, 5 kills. But Tech 2 land. Honoghr still in a very good shape, even though he does not have map control. He's got the tech advantage. Looking back at Gronker's base, he's got a bunch of tech to power. I don't see much TMD. This would be great targets for some cruise missiles. I don't see any cruise missiles, however. Tech 2 radar here, very nice unit. Tech 2 land. Some multiple Tech 2 land factories from Honoghr. Honoghr also having success here with these mongoose. So problems are coming up for Gronker. This Tech 2 force, and you can see a retreat, full retreat for Gronker to the ACU, also a full retreat. And now we can see map control shifting in Honogr's favor. Although looking at economy here, minute 23, see a lot of Tech 2 mass extractors. As you can see, this is all Tech 2 mass extractors. There's a total of 11 of them for Gronker. You can see nearly 90 mass, about 2700 power. Well, Honoghr, very similar power, very similar mass as well. So both players doing quite a bit of teching. You can see some of these mass extractors for Honoghr. He only has 7 of them, but he's got mass storage around him and a lot more reclaim as well. And here are some overcharges from Gronker against this Tech 2 force. Just Tech 1 in support. It's going to take a lot of good overcharges from the ACU. We see that's exactly what he's doing, charging in with the Manta as well. Here, good kiting from Honoghr. A great battle. This is a difficult map to play. I don't usually like to play it, but you can see multiple fronts. Looks like Gronker does have the gun, and that's a very good weapon against Tech 2. This is just a ridiculous air force though from Gronker, as well as Tech 3 land. So Gronker, Tech 3 land, and a massive air force. We do see the bricks moving out. Looks like Gronker completely skipped the Tech 2 stage for land. Went straight to Tech 3 and straight to the assault butts, the bricks. And bricks together with Manta. That's going to make this Mantis force a lot more deadly. You see the scout. This brick is going to get massive amounts of kills. You can see that was a massive push there. The Tech 2 think they got something, but they're completely outgunned. Already 7 kills and another brick moving in. Beautiful stuff. Meanwhile, Gronker 40 kills. It appears that Honoghr sort of forgot about his force here. Although Gronker could get himself in trouble. But if Honoghr doesn't charge him, he can just go ahead and get veterans. Honoghr retreated to his shields. And this is multiple bricks. Now we see 3 bricks in this force. A lot of shields, however, for Honoghr. And 4 bricks now. This brick for Honoghr has no chance. He needs the Percy as quickly as possible. I want to see what happens with that air force. More bricks. This is a big brick spam. This is a lot of build capacity. He's getting them very quickly here, coming up minute 30. Gunships coming out now for Honoghr, as well as torpedo launchers. Torpedo bombers. Looks like he's thinking about a snipe. That could be a good idea on the ACU. The ACU for Gronker a lot more exposed. You can see the ACU for Honoghr just sitting behind a whole bunch of point defenses, shields. Gronker is out in the field. And here come the gunships. Gronker right away goes into the water, but should expect the torpedo bombers here coming in. They'll force him out. Yeah, this is Gronker has gotten nothing in support. Well, yeah, the torpedo bombers are going to come. The bricks, 4 bricks moving in. At the same time, an assault with the bricks against Honoghr, but here, this is a very good defensive position for Honoghr. At the same time, we see now Gronker is going to hit by torpedoes. But you can see the air force there just massive, and once Gronker wins the air force, he will take care of the torpedo launcher threat, and his AC will be safe in the water. I don't think Honoghr realized just how much air Gronker had. Titans now coming out for Honoghr as well as Percy's. And that's really what he needs. He got these 4 bricks, nothing that can stop him. Titans are not going to do anything. You need Percy's with shields or gunships, but that's not an option with a total air domination. Meanwhile, some success in the bottom from Honoghr here, minute 30. But there are bricks coming in to save the day. And here up on top, the bricks probably should realize they're outgunned. Good defense. Here up on top, Manti versus Tech 2. The bricks now doing all kinds of damage. Percy's moving in with shields. Definitely Gronker quicker to Tech 3 stage than Honoghr on land, and that's really been paying off for him. And you can see here Tech 1 versus bricks. The red force will disappear shortly. Cybran are really, they don't have shields, but they have some excellent units. Mobile missile launchers from Honoghr. In the long run, though, Percy's do dominate these types of battles. But we just gotta see Honoghr make them. Honoghr still, looking at the eco minute 32, has a whole bunch of mass. Probably can think about it, Fadio, that's so much mass. The build capacity is this problem for 1,000 power. Gronker 2700, so less power and less mass. He's just been 100% bricks here. But of course, they have a pretty long window of being useful, but that window will close soon. As soon as these forces get a whole bunch of Percy's. Still very viable. Looks like the air force from Gronker getting smaller and smaller. Yeah, it still has a pretty good one. And it's a massive Tech 2 force and a Tech 3. So another Tech 3 land factory here for Honoghr with some Percy's. But this is a massive brick force. This could take on some experimentals. But still, not against this defensive position, especially with Percy's and all these shields. But this is Tech 2 versus Tech 3. UEF needs to retreat. And Navy, I did not notice there was a Navy. Yeah, this is a UEF cruiser. That's an excellent weapon. It has a long range. You need TMD all over the place now if you're a Gronker. Of course, excellent anti-air as well. Already 16 kills on that cruiser. Also good radar. We'll need to do a little dodging because of the arty. Meanwhile, Gronker 71 kills, protected by bricks. Solved this problem very decisively now. It will be very interesting to see what Gronker has planned with all these transports. But that's a lot. He can airlift a massive force with all that. But also that makes it very dangerous. If you put things on Tech 1 transports only for 500 health, you get shut down very quickly. It's Tech 3 force, multiple Percy's. Looks like these bricks are respecting it, but they probably could come in right now and kill it. Torpedo bombers versus the cruiser, and destroyer now coming in as well. There goes the cruiser. And it looks like Gronker is going with the Tech 3 Cybran artillery to try to break this defensive position from Honoghr. A lot of reclaim here for Gronker. And a shield coming in for the Navy. We'll see how long Honoghr can hold on to this here, mid 40. Absolutely nothing happening in the top corner at all. There has been a slight advantage for Honoghr the whole time, but of course this force can always reinforce as well as these point defenses. So nobody really wants to move that. On the bottom here, looks like Gronker's ACU position is going to be assaulted. There are quite a few Percys now. Mobile shields coming out. I would expect some arty here from Honoghr to try to counter the arty from Gronker. But really this navy is the thing that Honoghr has over Gronker right now. Loyalists might be a good idea. Have a nice TMD on them. And Honoghr is just getting stronger and stronger here. As his Tech 3 forces get larger, the Cybran advantage becomes smaller and smaller. This is when the spiders would have to come in. Tech 3 power now for Gronker. And this transport spam just non-stop. A lot of torpedo bombers as well. Looks like the bricks are now moving in directly in Honogr's position. And the shields for Honoghr dying. Honoghr is going to sneak out into the water. Yeah, so these bricks were just a little too much. Not enough Percys. This is a significant loss. This is a very important part of this game. So much is lost. Tech 3 factory, 4 Tech 2 mass extractors, all this power, all these shields, so much investment. And this is going to be a nice reclaim for Gronker. So it looks like Honoghr did not properly scout, didn't realize just how powerful this brick force was. The thing about bricks too, they're quite fast. So now it looks like Honoghr is going to go on assault with these Percys. Point defense is going up, and here this is a place where Honoghr might have a slight advantage. Now bricks rolling out everywhere. One thing about bricks is they do have some torpedoes. They're extremely weak. They're more cosmetic than anything. A whole bunch of torpedo bombers coming in now. Going after the Navy. It looks like the bricks are going to go underwater. They're going to go directly into Honogr's base. And this is big problems now for Honoghr. He's got to do something about these, because they're not going to stop. Here looks like a retreat from Gronker. Percy force continues to roll through. Meanwhile, the bricks are deep into Honogr's base. And this is really good. This is perfect timing for the bricks. They were probably a little longer, and the Percy forces would have got too large for Gronker to pull this off. You can see the Percys now. You're going to slowly start killing these bricks. But the bricks cause so much damage, all this power is dead, so Honoghr is in a lot of trouble. He has lost this ACU position, and now he's also lost so much in his main base. Meanwhile, his Navy is still doing some damage. 31 kill cruiser, about 128. And really, power might be the big problem now for Honoghr. He's getting another Tech 3 land factory. Still has the other. And this Percy force continues to push, but a retreat, slow retreat from Gronker. Gronker also retreating with ACU. Surprising that this Navy didn't come in here to force Gronker's ACU out. Perhaps could have got a kill on him. It's definitely hypothetical, but might as well have tried it. The Navy here in the middle is quite nice in terms of air protection. But here comes a big brick force. Looks like it's going to reinforce this bottom position. So that means that if this Percy force has any chance, he's got to attack now. Here, minute 50. Looks like a bit of after that great attack from Gronker, this game has slowed down. Looking at Honoghr, he still has quite a bit of power, still in very good shape. It's really build capacity perhaps and map control are his biggest problems. Yeah, I want to see what will happen with that. I don't know if those... Yeah, here comes a spider now from Gronker. That's just to reinforce the bricks, and looks like once the bricks got here, they're going to start assaulting this Percy force. See, those shields were lost and this is big numbers advantage now for the bricks. Percy force really did not get any reinforcements, was sitting there for about 10 minutes. Made it too easy for Gronker. Gronker now with a megalith. I did not notice the megalith. And since there's a megalith, this game is basically over. Not much that could be done by Honoghr against the megalith. Plus this massive brick force that was just victorious. Nothing that can stop it. So we gotta say the more aggressive player getting the victory here, unless of course something crazy happens. And we've seen Gronker on the attack the whole time. First with the gunships. I think in Tech 1 stage he had more tanks. He had the slight advantage. It was a very good defensive position for Honoghr here this whole game. But then we saw the gunships come out for Gronker, more success with air, and then the bricks skipping Tech 2 completely. Tech 2 for Honoghr was very much ineffective. It did not grab as much territory back as may have been expected, and we've seen Honogr's forces just sitting there for large periods of this game. And here comes the megalith together with the bricks. You see Tech 3 point defenses here. Of course the megalith can outrange it. That's really no chance. Torpedo bombers not coming in, knocking down the Navy. The Navy was a good idea from Honoghr, and here we see a spider on the other side. These Perseus should be able to defend if they focus on the spider instead of the Manta. Meanwhile, the megalith, 118 kills, rolling over the main base. And Honogr's ACU is going to be sandwiched by 2 different experimentals. Yeah, the Navy was a little bit disappointing, but perhaps at the end there was a chance to kill Gronker's ACU that was much more active in this game, but a lot more dangerous. Megalith actually forced into the water. A bigger air force, Tech 3 air from Honoghr. I haven't really seen that make a mark. I mean, he's got air control here when he's going to die. Well, that's not going to really change things. You can see Honoghr running into the water. Total air control, gunships, and Navy. And it looks like now Gronker is going to win air as well. And Honoghr throws in the towel. 1 hour game, so hopefully people enjoyed this one.